Right, well let's have a look at the nuts and bolts part of this Libbi. So I've just taken off this cover here, which has some little thumb screws just on the back, and that reveals what's inside the Libbi battery. So we've got, these are IP rated, I believe they're IP60, well this is actually IP67 this part, but we've got within here, we've got the DC isolation switch, which disconnects the Libbi from the battery modules. We've got a backup switch here, which isn't active. That's if you want backup protection on this to, keep lights and things on. That's turned off at the minute because we don't have that connected. And then we've got a DC isolator just here as well. So that's in addition to the one that we've fitted external to the system, just so that the customer has an external one. They don't have to remove this to actually turn the DC off. But this has one integrated as well, so we can turn the DC off either here or on our external one. So that's what's in that little part. If we have a little look down the side of this battery, just here, we've got our HO7 flex coming in. So that's coming from our generation meter, and that is the route in or out for power for the battery. So either in through charging from the grid, or out through either the solar power going out or the battery power going out, or solar and battery power going out back into the house or this shed building. We've got an empty plug here, which is for the backup, but we've left the plug in. So if the customer ever does want backup, they can have it on this plug. So there'll be just a cable coming out here to a separate little board that would power any backup loads that are needed. We've then got some MC4 connectors here, which is string number 2, but then we've got another string above it, which we have got connected, which is for the string of 6 panels that we've got on this job. So that's where the DC comes into this system, effectively deliver the solar power into the Libbi's inverter. Right at the back, we've got a communications cable, and that is the communications cable up to the controller. So that is what delivers the information from the controller to the Libbi, so that the Libbi knows either to charge, discharge, do nothing, and also to deliver any updates and things like that that the Libbi needs. We've then got an earthing cable here, which earths the batteries to the inverter, which obviously then gets its earth through our AC lead. So we've got a lot of stuff going on there, but it's all nicely hidden with this nice little cover. At this other side, we have got the DC leads. So we've got the positive and negative that are coming down from the inverter down into the batteries, and that is what's delivering the power either to or from the battery modules. We've then got a communications cable just here, which is allowing the inverter to communicate with the Libbi battery modules themselves. That is basically all of the cabling that goes into this Libbi battery. We've left enough space to the left of this system, so if the customer wants to add more batteries to the system, then they're easy enough just to put another fireboard on and stack them just next to the battery system here. Now, this battery system's about right for the size of system that we've got here. Slightly oversized possibly, but I mentioned that the main aim of this system is actually to allow load shifting, which is buying power when it's cheap and then allowing the battery to discharge it when you are being charged more for it from the grid. Wintertime, it's absolutely essential for these batteries to have an all year round purpose, because solar generation is less, but we can supplement that with more imported power but at a cheaper time. So that's what we've done with that, and that might be why the customer wants to extend, unless they get loads more solar, which they haven't really got the roof space for it, so I don't think that's going to happen. But that is a little run through of the battery connections. So I'll put this cover back on and I'll show you the controller.